I'll be chronographing just to get a baseline for what velocity this is shooting using 0.20 gram BBs. 309, 319, 325, 322, and 319 again. So I'll start this upgrade guide just by showing you what parts that I have for this. This is about $100 worth of parts, all from LA Airsoft. You can see here we have a 4.3 guide plug, some green short stroke buffers, a tight bore inner barrel. I believe this is the 113 millimeter. We have an enhanced hammer and recoil spring. I believe this is the AIP 140. The AIP 140 nozzle return springs come in a pack of 3. Our LA capa bucking, our cow sear spring to hopefully reduce our trigger pull a little bit, and our hammer power regulator kit. Comes with a few pieces in there, but yeah, let's get started. Alright, we will start with these 3. I'm not going to use the hammer spring since I have the regulator kit. We're going to start with these 3 since these all go in the same area. Just make sure it's clear, no magazine. Go ahead and remove our upper there. You can see. See if I can get this out. Okay, apparently it does that. So yeah, you can probably see just by looking at these parts, the difference in the guide rod, or the guide plug, excuse me. It's quite a bit shorter. And the spring, that spring is what we'll be changing. So, let's push these parts off to the side for right now. Let's go ahead and start that. Guess we'll take this one off since we were just talking about it. That is our shorter guide plug. It comes with a Delrin like spacer or washer, something of the sorts. It's made out of aluminum though. The guide plug itself is very light, very nice. And from there, go to our short stroke kit. For this build, I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with these yet. Because I know if you short stroke too hard, it can reduce accuracy in some instances. And here we have our 140% return spring. Alright, that might have just been because the bag was out in the heat for a little bit. Here's our 140% spring. I can definitely feel a difference from the stock spring. You can also probably see the coils are a lot closer together, and the upgraded one is about a centimeter longer or so at the bottom there. Well, so good thing that's out. I'm just gonna save this maybe as a spare part for a different build or something. I don't know. But let's start short stroking with. We'll have one washer. I'm surprised how squishy these are. I thought they were going to be more of a hard plastic, these buffers. We'll go with, let's see, thin buffer, a thicker one, and we'll just throw on another thicker one just to see how this turns out. The lighter green ones are a bit more squishy and they are a bit thicker, as you can see there. But yeah, that seems good. That should be no problem with our new guide plug. I don't know why I keep saying that. But okay, we got our upgraded spring on there. Yeah, there was a noticeable difference there. We'll put on our spring. Okay. I'm just going to put these to the side because we do have more stuff to do. See if I can move that over. All right, the next parts we're gonna mess with are the inner barrel. This one is one of the best on the market, I think. I can't remember, but I believe it's either 600 or 601. But from what I've heard, there isn't much of a difference. You can split that packaging open. Okay, we have our inner barrel. Put that over there. And then we have our hop rubber. Take that out real quick. It's a little bit squished. It's left outside, but it shouldn't make a difference. I'm just going to go ahead and slide these two together. Okay, yep. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a spot, there's a little gap in that metal barrel in there where the hop's poking through. Alright, it seems to be working good. You can see these next right now. Symbol. Hop up. You know? Here's the force. Okay. Alright, so we have our okay, hopping list. Let's see. This is not the end one here. Go for it. Let's do it for it. Keep around. I'll see it. See. Okay. So there's our barrel. Okay, that's right. We're ready. We're going to have a for this. Sorry. Push this aside and insert our new shiny one. We'll just push this into here. Hopefully that sits correctly. Okay, that looks good. We're just gonna put this back on. See how there's a gap there? So something's wrong. I'm just gonna figure out how to fix that off camera real quick. I just found out that the barrel and hop just weren't perfectly aligned. I'm glad I checked though, because I didn't want to damage anything. That would really suck. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, everything's centered. We're gonna put our upper back together. I'm just gonna get the parts. I forgot one more part that goes in the upper. These nozzle return springs. These are very important if you're short stroking. If you short stroke and have nozzle problems, this is probably what it is. So you only need one. There we go. And then you need to take out that screw and possibly that screw. Just move that. Okay, I need to move that screw. So I need to move that one. I don't like that. Okay, and our blue back unit should slide out. Okay, that's pretty easy. You can see the spring right on top that we need to replace right there. Fairly straightforward. Yeah, that makes life easy. That is the stock one. There is our upgraded one. So it is quite a bit longer than the original, and it has like a stainless steel finish. Or maybe it is stainless steel. I don't know. But the area, that rear stop goes towards the rear like so, and then you just slide it in the same way you got it out. Let's see here. There you are. Okay, first down. Here's the second. Forward. Oh. All right. Now you can function test your nozzle. This one needs a little bit of oil. You can hear it. I'll just use basically what's comparable to a medium weight lubricant. And I'll just put it along there. I know it seems like a lot. It should spread itself out though. There we go. And I'll put a drop inside the nozzle too. All right. Next, take this O-ring that was on our outer barrel. Or our inner barrel, sorry. And just put it back on the new one, like that. In some newer ones, there's a notch for an O-ring. I think it depends on which one you get. Slide this in. Here's it. There's one level. There you go. Tree it. Perfectly. Okay. Now our recoil system, I guess you call it. This might be too many short stroke buffers. Guess we'll have to see. Okay, that last buffer was a bit too much, this one here. So I just have a hard one and a soft one in there just to start. This might change later. Alright, and that is the end of working on the upper. Now we just have our lower, these two pieces. So let's go ahead and start working on that. Okay, so to gain access to the hammer spring and the leaf spring, you need to punch out this pin. A good quality punch set is just great. It really does just make life so much easier. There is the pin, don't want to lose that. And our back strap. Try to keep tension on this. Okay. There is our hammer spring in there. And the leaf spring, can just lift this up. This is under tension. Okay. There's our stock leaf spring. Let me get the other one out. Alright, here you can see them side by side. This is the upgraded cow one. This is the stock one. You can see they're very, very similar, but there are a few key differences. And it seems like the upgraded one is a lot thinner, so maybe that'll result in a later trigger pull as well. Who knows? Okay. Now this is always a pain in the butt. You need to slip this. Okay. That looks good. Until I do one more thing. Alright, we're gonna keep this just like that. Or just ditch the foam. Okay, and now to work on this, you can just take the punch. We're gonna push down and push out to remove this pin, like the world's smallest pin. Okay, just put that there. And remove our spring. Let's see here. I was able to cut mine down, just because I got bored. You may notice this gun isn't completely stock. Technically, there's a few little bits, tape and stuff, but what people consider upgraded, it was not. So now we have this thing. I don't know what this is called. And our hammer spring kit. Okay. This is supposed to lighten up your trigger pull a bit, as well as that leaf spring. Alright, just dump out all the washers, because why not, I guess. Okay. Okay, so the bronze or copper ones are a bit thicker than the steel ones. Comes with a weak hammer spring and a strong hammer spring. It seems like it's right between the two. I'm going to start off with the weak spring and this thing in the bottom. Okay, that provides quite a bit of resistance. I'm just going to start off with this. and then just see where it gets me. Okay, I have this done. I'm going to use the weak spring, no mini buffers, and I won't use this thing. I'm going to need to do some tinkering off camera to get this to work just the way that I want it, similar to the short stroke buffers. But for right now, this should be fine. Just need to tilt this back. See if I can show that. Okay. So that post that goes down there, you need to tilt it back so that it's not, it won't get blocked basically. Let's see. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm just gonna function test my hammer real quick. Okay. As expected. Oh no. Yep, okay. I'm gonna need to do some tinkering with this, as it is not catching anymore. I went ahead and got this reassembled off camera. I have a magazine with 0.20 gram BBs and a little bit of green gas. Let's see what it does. Okay, 344. Get you guys closer. Okay, let's check that shot string. All pretty consistent, all below 350 feet per second for indoor use. Pretty happy with that. Alright, let's give this a test after all the upgrades, see how accurate it is. Shooting at that paper plate right there. So overall, I really like this, especially compared to what you see with like $1,000 builds off of this platform. And this one's only under 300. So with the 140% spring, it is very snappy even with a steel slide, and it has a very quick return rate. I was having a few nozzle issues, so I just put the stock spring back in, or the stock nozzle return spring back in to resolve that, since I didn't short stroke too hard in the end. But you can see, even with the steel slide, it is very quick with that 140% recoil spring. I did end up tuning the stock leaf spring because it turns out that the upgrade was not compatible somehow. But I'm still down to like a 2.5, 3 pound trigger. And it's not the greatest. There's a bit of take up, but I mean, once you get used to it, it's great. Especially being that light. If you like these videos, please consider liking and subscribing, and if you have any other ideas and anything I can upgrade or any products you'd like to see me test out or try, please comment down below. I'm really open to new ideas about this stuff, and I'd like to see what you guys have to say and what you guys think.